Morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
And a very special day. It's a finally fantastic, maybe just a little Freaky Friday. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning is Laura Lee. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Miss Becky.
And in the hot seat, we do have, we have our own Eric Mills, who is now our police chief, right?
That's correct.
Look
Morning,
at the
Becky.
chief. I know, set up a little straight, yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be talking with him, and I tell you what, a big year, a banner year for you, for sure.
It's definitely been a busy year. That's
A
to
busy
say the
banner
least,
year.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's thank our sponsors, Laura.
We want to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, and Fox Purley Wealth Management.
Thank you to our great sponsors. Very proud of our sponsors. All right, and let's see. I did get a response from Marlon. So
Okay,
Marlon
great,
is
yes.
Marlon is with us here. So, and Marlon, if you want to call in, you go right ahead, and we'll find out a little bit more about Shop the Cop. But let's see what today is. And today is real quick. We know it's Friday, right?
Thank heaven.
Yes, thank goodness it's Friday. All right, today is the 18th day of November. Less than a week away from Thanksgiving.
It's coming up quick.
It is coming up quick.
It has
This
flown
is
by.
Apple Cider Day. Eric, you like apple cider?
I do. I love apple cider.
Absolutely, yeah. International Stand Up to Bullying Day.
Yes, very important.
Yeah, yeah.
Very important.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure you really preach that heavy. With everybody.
Yes, it's have a huge impact on kids when they're pushed around and bullied as a young kid. That carries on for years.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Let's see here. Mickey Mouse Day. M-I-C-K-E-Y. You love Mickey Mouse.
Me too. I love Disney.
Yeah,
So.
how can we not? Well, if I'd have known that, you guys, I have enough hats. We would have all have taken our photo with our hats on. Yeah, our ears. Yeah, yeah. I'm a huge Mickey Mouse fan. National Princess Day. Speaking of princess,
I guess I'm gonna have to learn.
yeah, you are. I can't wait for you to learn how to do the ponytail. Yes, this is. Oh, you got.
To
Oh,
learn to braid and all
oh,
that good stuff.
absolutely. Yes.
I may be calling for help. You've got
Oh,
plenty of
she's got
I
plenty
sure
of
do. I
girls,
can
yeah.
help you, absolutely. I think Tara's got it all under control, but you just wait. Yes, yeah. Stevie will come out with some wonderful hairdos, I'm sure at times. Yeah, be beautiful. All right, and let's see who this is real quick. We're gonna take this phone call because it might be Butterball. Good morning. Hi, who do we have with us?
Good morning. This is Sue from the Butterball Turkey Cock Line.
All right. Good morning, Sue. We enjoyed our conversation yesterday, and yesterday was we have in our studio. I have Laura with me, and I also have our police, our head of a police. Chief of police. Sorry, Chief of Eric Mills. I'm sorry. I'm
had her coffee yet.
thinking about Thanksgiving here, and so we are super excited. And yesterday was Thawing Day. So what are we supposed to be doing today?
Well, if you haven't already, start thinking about what side dishes you're going to have. And start preparing that, mentally write it down on paper, make your list. One of the great tips from the comfort calendar this year is just that. Make sure you don't overwhelm yourself come Wednesday, Thursday next week, but that you have it all planned. If you're inviting people over, assign them each a dish. It takes a little stress off of you, but it allows them to bring some of their tradition into the meal as well.
Right. And I saw a survey, and I didn't actually get to hear the outcome of it. They did a survey, which is I guess one that could go off the table would be either the green bean casserole or the yams or the sweet potatoes. And I guess they're both pretty important, though, right?
They are. They are probably majority of the Thanksgiving tables this year, and they're simple to make. They're delicious. They're traditional. I know we have them every year on our table.
Definitely. And of course, yesterday, for those thawing out the turkey, but for today, for those that are a day behind, maybe. I don't think our police chief's got his turkey yet.
No, we're going to wait till the last minute.
He's gonna,
That's what she said not to do.
And for those that are live a little bit on the edge like that, we like that the thrill seekers. What size turkey and how should we know how much to get again for our guests? Let's say we're having 20 guests.
20 guests. Well, if you're looking for some, generous servings with leftovers, it's about 2 pounds per person. So if you're having 20 people, you're not going to get a 40-pound turkey. I would recommend 2 smaller turkeys. This way they still roast the same amount of time. You don't double the roasting time if you have more than one turkey in the oven. They're based on each individual weights. And then you want to start thawing it sooner than later. So you can get them into the refrigerator now. That would be great. It just that it's going to be defrosted by Thursday. If not, that's fine too. You can soak it in cold water even next Wednesday. That's going to completely defrost it as well. It takes 30 minutes per pound that way.
Right. And also, we need to remind that if you are going to be frying it, you need to make sure that it's completely thawed, right?
100%. Completely defrosted. And also just grab some paper towel, pat it dry real well on inside and outside. Just make sure there's no ice crystals anywhere, and you're ready to go. It's a great way to prepare the turkey.
Yeah, talk about popping and put a frozen one in there. So on the on actually the preparing it, if you prepare 2 turkeys, then you need to treat it separately. I mean, just because one's done doesn't mean the other one's done, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. They all roast a little bit differently. So make sure you definitely use that meat thermometer. Check both turkeys to make sure they're done. But if they're the same size, they're going to take roughly around the same time.
We're laughing because our police chief, Eric, he's taking notes here. But I know he's not going to be in that kitchen. I know he's going to be on a couch or on a chair watching football. But
Most definitely. If I'm already behind on that.
he's behind all.
Yeah, it needs to be thought out. How many? What was the
Sounds like he needs to give us a call here.
He wants to know how many minutes. What was
to thaw the turkey in the cold water again?
to thaw
30 minutes per pound.
Okay.
30 minutes per pound, right? Is that right, Susan?
That's right, 30 minutes per pound. So you can do that all day. If you wake up Wednesday morning, which we get, life happens, and it's so completely frozen, you can definitely get it thawed by Thursday.
Well, I think he's got a beautiful family, and I think that they in that know that to keep him maybe on the couch or watching.
They'll be taking care of it.
They give him a remote and say,
You'll get a
Stay out of the
"We'll let
way."
you know, yeah.
Thawing.
But everybody does have a part, and it's fun to get your kids involved, correct?
It sure is. They can set the table. They can pour the waters for everybody. They can slice bread. There's so many different ways they can do it. They, can make some simple dishes with something simple. Like, we always have a Jell-O dish for the kids at our table, and my kids actually make that. So, yeah, it's so fun to get them involved and, have them watch them, you carve the turkey and just things like that. It's nice.
Definitely. And it's a fun time, a family time, and I think we're all excited. I've heard actually more people that are going to be getting this year, they feel safer about everybody getting together, so there's going to be more coming to their Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Butterball actually did a survey this year and found just that 90% of people want to celebrate Thanksgiving this year, and there's 2 things they don't want to kind of give up. It's their guest list and their family coming over, and they want a turkey on the table. So we're getting a lot of calls with gatherings again and how to make this turkey, and maybe they're first-time cooks or they're seasoned cooks that have cooked forever, but just want to reassure they're doing it right. So it's great to see that everybody feels comfortable celebrating again.
Right. And I do want to say you have some options too. You have a smoked turkey put out by Butterball.
We do. We have a fully cooked turkey. It can come in the smoked flavor or also just a regular baked flavor. And those are great, too, if you don't want to deal with having to thaw it and roast it. These are fully cooked. You just simply want to reheat them in your oven, and they're a great alternative.
Right.
I'm just saying, that's me right there.
Yeah.
I just know where to get that at.
Yeah. We'll tell you all about it. And so, no, I think that's fantastic. And, of course, you've got that smoked flavor, and you don't have to do all the work of smoking the turkey. So.
Right, exactly. Because smoking it's a great way to do your turkey. So if you just want to buy it already smoked, that's even better for you.
Right. All right, Susie, you are fantastic. We love talking to you guys. And the Butterball Hotline, I was telling Eric about you before, and he said that he had never heard of you, before. He didn't realize that. So let's give, how can people get a hold of you, and how do we call, and give us all your information.
Sure. You can reach us here at 1-800-BUTTERBALL. We're actually here through December 24th, but next week we're all hands on deck. We're here all day, including Thanksgiving Day, so 12 hours on that day. You can text us. That's 844-877-3456. And then Butterball.com has so many great features on there as well. There's how-to videos for some of our more common questions. Eric might want to take a look at those. You can email us, send us live chats from there, social media, and again, there's that great comfort calendar we have on there this year, too.
I would love it if you put on your website a big arrow pointing Eric. Over here, Eric. Yeah, no, you guys are rock stars, and and giving up 12 hours on Thanksgiving, and I love that because you were talking about trying to make sure that you enjoy it, and I kind of go back to the Bible, with the Mary and the Martha, to take the time to enjoy your company, and that's something I've had to learn because a lot of times I'm so stressed in the kitchen, you know what I mean, and then everybody else is eating, and then I'm like doing something else in the kitchen, but I've really been trying to focus on getting to enjoy everyone and getting that time fellowship together.
And that's just it, and one thing we try to do is try to help take the stress out of preparing this meal when people call. And it really is. That's what Thanksgiving's all about, is being with your loved ones and your family. So hopefully we can take some stress out and everybody can enjoy it this year.
You definitely do. You do. We'll keep up the great work. Let's talk again. And hopefully everyone will grab that turkey, that Butterball turkey, and get it start calling, okay?
That sounds great. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great day.
You too, hon. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, and isn't that wonderful how like a hotline, and
Yeah, if you have questions, you just call and
Yeah.
have the answers.
I mean, there's all kinds of info on that website, like different rubs and everything.
And I was going to ask about the smoke because that seems to be the
Yeah.
thing everybody's loving. It's so bad right now. Everybody's smoking turkeys and meat.
Yeah, definitely, and having that done for you and already smoked and that good flavoring. I've not tried one yet, but I've seen them and they look delicious.
Yes. Give you more time to spend with your family.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
It's already done.
Yes, I love that, and I know that it doesn't go with everybody, but I do paper plates too, or plates disposable to do the dishes and stuff.
All that time with coffee.
Yeah,
Preparing the food and then having
Right.
to clean up afterwards.
yeah.
You have an army, too.
I do have an army, yeah. Just keep all the fine food, yeah. Just keep my army building. Yeah, for sure. All right, today real quick is push button phone day. Remember the push button phone?
Yes.
You hear it in your ear. When you push the phone. Now, I thought some people could actually tell what the numbers you were dialing by the sound of the push. Have you?
It's the difference.
Yeah, the difference. Yeah, is that
Sure.
I have no, I've not heard that one, Becky.
I don't know. This is also William Tell Day. I think I remember that. It's something about William Tell. I don't know. So get out and enjoy it for sure. It's Friday. All right, let's talk about Thanksgiving. And I want to say congratulations to Steve Montfinger. And Nick Wyman for the entrepreneur and him and his business, and then also Eddie Gilstruck with Steve Moffett.
Two great people.
Oh,
I mean, they're
fantastic.
so
Yeah.
beneficial in our community. They always donate and support the community. Both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Nick putting on the parades that he does.
So, yeah, absolutely fantastic. So congratulations to those men. Very happy about that. All right, let's start off and let's just jump in. And you've only you've had a new title.
Yes,
The last time we
for about a month.
Yeah.
And so it's all brand new. And so far it's been great. And I tell everybody we've got a good group of officers. So I look forward to leading them and trying to move forward and protect and serve the community better.
Yeah, well, congratulations, and we tried to, you've been actually very busy, and so we tried to get you on right afterwards. I'm so proud of you, and I know you had, a big moment. All your family came, and
Yeah.
I mean that was exciting, wasn't it?
I'm very blessed.
Yes, you are very blessed.
Yeah, the community is awesome. I love this community, and about 20 years now I've been at the police department. So yeah, it was nice to have my family and friends there for that day. So.
Yeah, and the support, wasn't that awesome to see? I mean, like you said, in the community too. I mean, we all came out to show how our support, and I think that has to speaks volume of how loved you are.
Not only that, is just I know I have the support of the community
Yeah.
behind me, so and that means a ton. And that's what I try to do. We try to do as a department. That's our job, is to be out there and protect and serve. If you call, we respond.
Well, I just thought it was very impressive. I mean, it was packed. It was packed. It was, I mean, and people, I hope that day forever will be in your memory.
It will, very much so.
Because there was a lot of kind words, nice words, and really positive.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very blessed with the people around me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So then, just a few days later,
Yes.
we have a baby.
Yes, Tara and I have our first child, so I kind of laugh. I say our life has been the same for 20 years, basically, and here in 1 month,
Yeah.
it's went just in a crazy. We've not stopped with
Right.
the new baby and the new job position.
Yeah.
But, we love it, so
Yes.
keeps us on our toes.
Yeah. Well, what a blessing for your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
very much.
And absolutely beautiful baby girl, and just so fantastic.
Definitely life changing. So,
Yeah. A lot to be thankful for.
I can't even describe it for sure.
Yeah. So, are you changing diapers?
That I am doing.
Okay, all right.
I can change the diapers and
I love that.
we
Yeah.
spoke earlier. I have a little bit of trouble during the night waking up.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of trouble. So.
I think a lot of men. I did not hear her. I promise. You know, what I mean, I always heard that. You know what I mean? You know.
Tara said, "Oh, when she's here, you'll hear her." But not so much.
Well, that happens. That's okay. That's all right.
But it's been a fun month for sure.
Definitely. Oh, it's even going to it just gets better. Yeah. It's just getting better and better.
And then with our FOP, we did a back to boot 5K run last month too. So we had that, and then we had our FOP annual steak supper that month. So as soon as we got out of the hospital, we were straight in the running and trying to get that planned out. So we'll be ready for a break. Hopefully in January things slow down a little bit and we can really get back grounded and focused.
Right, definitely. Let's talk about the Blue Run. Did you raise a lot of money then?
We did. We had a great support from sponsorships here. The businesses have always supported the Fraternal Order of Police here in town, and that is the organization that is in charge of Shop with a Cop that we're going to talk about here in a second. So, yeah, it's the businesses always support us, and we're blessed in that aspect.
Very much so. And I think they would support you even if you ran or you didn't run.
Right.
But that's okay. We're not going to tell you. We're going to keep you running.
Yeah,
there you
and
go.
we had several walkers that day, and that was part of it. And it's a dress up costumes, so we had people just bring their families out and dress up in costumes just to be together.
Definitely.
Our turnout was decent. It wasn't as good as the years prior, but we'll get that back up. But we had people from like Bedford travel to Salem just to do the 5K run.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, and actually, you know, it's a very busy time. So, you know, I mean, sometimes, but we definitely have givers, and so that the proceeds for that go to Shop at the Top.
That goes to the Fraternal Order of Police, basically to run our organization.
Yeah.
Which is totally separate than the Shop at the Cop fund. So every dollar donated to Shop at the Cop goes directly to Shop at the Cop. No other, not our electricity, nothing like that. All to the kids.
Right,
So,
right.
but the back to the state supper, those funds did go to the Fraternal Order of Police.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And of course, those steak dinners are like minute.
Oh my goodness, they are great. And you know, you have Jimmy Strange that comes, he's retired. Moved on to a different job, but he comes back every year to cook the steaks, and people love his cooking and the steaks. But we had a good turnout for it this year also.
Yeah,
So
Well, it's
nice
also
to
good
be back.
fellowship too.
It is.
It's really good fellowship for everybody. Yeah.
Just sit around, just be a little catch up. We haven't had it in a couple of years, so we were glad to be back and to get that going again. It's a long tradition.
Well, I think everybody, you know, everybody's so busy by the time you do your job, your family, you know, I mean, home. I mean, there's so much always going on, and a lot of times, you know, with the officers, it's hard to get everybody together. You might see the person like leaving your shift or whatever a little bit, you know, station,
but that's about it. You're right. So we're going to have at the police department this year. We haven't had it in several years. We're going to have a Christmas dinner again. I mean, I think those are key things. Not only just to get the officers together for their Christmas dinner, but the state supper is a community thing, and it gives officers time to get together and sit down with the community. We have people that's been coming to that state supper for years before I was born. So,
tradition. Well, that's wonderful. But I do think it's good, and I think good fellowship. I'm all for that. And I think you guys, you know, and it's nice too because a lot of times your job, I mean, you know, you saw at City Hall how loved you were, but a lot of times on your job, you're not always in a situation where you're being very much loved.
That is true.
Is that true?
That's
fair
true.
to say.
So, yeah, it's fair to say. But compared to other communities, I guess I would say, we have it so much better.
I agree.
Because we have that almost a one-on-one. It's a small town, so we know personally the people we're going to, whose house we're going to, and they know us a lot of times personally. So that helps big time.
And I think our community is unique in that we're very grateful for you, and we realize to respect you and realize that you're doing a great job, and we respect that, you know, and authority, you know what I mean, and it's good that, and I think our community is very well at that.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it goes both ways. Now, as a leader of the police department, that's one of the things that, you know, we've got to show respect to the public too. It goes both ways.
Yeah, and I think you guys do a great job. Yeah, I think it's a good relationship. I think that's why our community is very supportive of the officers. And we've seen that when we had our dinner that time a few years ago. Remember, everybody it was awesome the way that everybody poured out and showed support. And other communities, and I'm not knocking them, maybe we're not being received as well, you know. And we and our community embraced. So I think that's fantastic. That's a Bible. All right, so Marlon wrote back. Okay, the Shop with the Cop was started back in 1987. He said he would be the only one that would know that.
Yeah, I won't tell him how old I was then.
Yeah, so 87, Shop with the Cop, still going strong. Onward, ho!
Very much so, yeah. And it was all started with Marlon and some of the guys he worked with back then.
I think it was Eugene, wasn't it?
I believe it was Eugene Helm. So, it's neat to be able to continue that tradition that they started and just, like you said, watch it grow. And it's growing not just because of the officers, but like we just spoke about the community. I mean, we don't solicit donations to Shop of the Cop, none of that, and the money just flows in. Every year, they just come to the police department and donate. So, unbelievable.
Love that. Well, we know how important it is, and children, and our community is very much involved with children.
Yes, definitely.
And we invest in that, and that's our future. I mean, these are going to be, you know, and they're going to remember, you know, how they were given to them, and then when they get to be adults, you know, if they want to give back, that'd be great, you know.
Yeah, I could tell stories all day long about that. I mean, for the 20 years I've been here, just watching, you know, those kids that we have taken to Shop of the Cop come back. and speak about it. I think I told you the last time I was in, I always speak about this one family. There was a mother who was struggling with her 2 boys. And so Tara and I took her 2 boys one year that we loved them so much. They were on the list next to you. And we wanted to have those 2 boys again. And one of them is in the military now, and the other one's successful and doing well. Her mother has got out of that hole, back on her feet, doing well. And I have seen that mother actually out in front of Walmart collecting money, ringing the bell for Salvation Army. So it's weird how it all turns back around. I mean, and that's what it's set up for. Yeah, I mean, it gives me cold chills too.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's what Shop with Cop's set up for, is to help those get back on their feet and to see and hear those stories, which that's just one of them. There's so many of them. I could just go on and on. But speaking of cold chills, I mean, that morning of Shop with the Cop, and I say this every year while I'm talking to you, it's the best day of the year.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like it. We'll have a lot of the business owners will come outside, sit on the square or down Main Street and watch the parade come through with the kids and the officers.
I love it, and I think it's fantastic. And I think giving a hand up instead of a hand out. I mean, helping out, when someone needs some help, and that's what we're here for. And you said that you've got a lot of the applicants already?
Yes,
Most of them?
we've got, I think, approximately 30 families this year, applications that have been turned in. So this year was done a little bit different. The applications, we sent out from the FOP, and then I want to give a huge thank you to Abby Powers at Pekin, Deputy Town Marshal.
Oh, yeah.
Since I was busy quite a bit and in the hospital off and on with the baby, she stepped up and really helped organize the application process, bringing those names back in and getting children's sizes and all that tough stuff. It takes a long time to put all that together.
Definitely. And because the applications are, they're pretty detailed.
They are.
Like size, shoe size, shirt size, pant size, you know what I mean? And just,
Yeah, all that stuff, and then we try to make sure that, if a family's getting help at one spot, they're not getting help at twice. That way we can make sure everybody's getting help that needs it, and somebody's not falling through the cracks. So there's a lot of that to go through and make sure.
Right. Well, and I think it's fantastic. And so let's talk about the actual, the goal of kind of what, when you shop at the top, this is kind of my take, and just fill in the gap here. You can kind of do the clothing if they need a winter jacket, right?
Yes, that is, clothing is very important. It's amazing how many kids in our community don't have what everybody would assume, but they have a jacket when it's cold, and that's not the case. There's a lot of kids in our community that don't have that. So jackets are on the list, shoes, clothing, underwear, diapers, bottles, anything to help the family. And then they each get to pick a toy out.
Yeah. That's always the best time.
It's weird because sometimes you'll see kids bypass the toys and they'll go straight to clothes, and then they'll ask if they can buy their mother a blanket or their mother something really basic. What we would think is basic, but it's not basic to them. And there's a lot of kids that you would think they would run straight to the toys, but they don't. Not all of them do. So it's just amazing how at that age their heart's that big, not to think of themselves but others.
Yeah. But there's nothing like walking down the aisle and watching some officer with some little girl as she's picking out the perfect baby doll. And he's trying to help her pick out. I mean, that is, I can't leave the aisle. I have to watch this. I have to watch the process of how she's telling him, which doll she wants, and she's looking at the doll, picking out, what I mean?
Yeah. And the officer is just as happy and focused
as
the kid, right?
Completely, yeah.
So I think a lot of the officers are excited every year to do this also. We've had several messages wanting to make sure what date where they were on to participate. So, and all kinds of different agencies that want to come help, outside agencies, not just Salem Police or Washington County Sheriff's Department. There's I think Sellersburg, Floyd counties came and helped. We spoke about this before also. A lot of officers that either worked at the police department and left to another agency, or they just went to Salem High School and worked at a different agency. Want to come back with us every year, back to Salem. So.
Yeah, definitely. And then like conservation officers, you'll see
Yeah,
them.
Neil Brewington, conservation officer here in Washington County, is great about getting some of his guys at his agency together, and he'll bring several officers from other counties that are conservation officers. So, yeah, the state police, Kerry Hulls, has messaged me already, letting me know, what he can do and when the date is, and he's great about getting troopers together to come help too. So it's a big thing. So
It
it's
is.
one of the biggest in the state. So.
I think it would be, definitely, yeah, definitely.
But it's kind of different in the aspect that we go to the house that morning and we'll pick up the children. And then we will bring them to Walmart to shop for them. And we'll shop for, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or so. And then once we're done there, all the kids will go back in the police cars with the officers and the officers' wives or spouses. We'll have a parade from Walmart to the elementary school where we're providing breakfast. Again, McDonald's is providing the breakfast this year, for all these kids, donate their time and money to this, which is a big deal.
It's huge, yeah. And hats off, a McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah, you can't beat
Yum.
that. And the kids absolutely love that McDonald's food once you get back to school.
Oh, definitely. But I think they love more is your siren.
Oh, yeah.
Playing with those
I
sirens.
love watching the parade.
Yeah, yeah.
I do.
And
I watch it every
And
year.
when everybody's
Yes.
lining up for the parade, because
Yeah.
everybody shops at, there's some that are still shopping. You can always see that one car that's got the children that love that siren. You know what I mean?
The siren doesn't shut off for,
No.
30 minutes
No, I
later?
know. These sirens are, but that's what makes it so fun, and
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
is such a team player,
There's definitely a lot of smiles that morning. Everybody's smiling. If you're not smiling there's something wrong.
I agree. Yeah, you better check your pulse.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think another thing too that is the morning is just it's almost magical. But I do want to say that hats off to our Walmart because they take your date and then they order special to make sure that they have enough.
Right, they're great about having, because sometimes during the winter months, jackets are low.
Yeah.
But they plan for us and always have what we need there. And if they don't, Mike and his crew make sure we do have what we need for the kids. So, yeah, they're always prepared for us.
Mike King's all about it. I mean, I think that's probably one of his happiest days too. He loves it. And I think, and then making sure there's shoes, the socks and the warm mittens or, gloves or, hats and stuff, boots and all of that, yeah.
Yeah, the whole Walmart crew is always, they bring in extra people and they open up aisles for us to make it go quicker, and they take care of us for sure.
They're like little elves.
They
No,
are.
they really are.
Yeah.
And they go around and they help because sometimes sizes can be, especially when you start going from the preschool, from the little ones to, there's some different sizes, that can be a little tricky, and the associates are always there to help and, and figure it out.
And they enjoy it also. They're smiling the whole time watching
Definitely.
these kids.
Yeah.
So.
They give a bit of a discount too. So they Walmart. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they help us out on that end. So they're great for the same thing. That is just an awesome experience.
Definitely. And it seems like one year, maybe it's been a few years ago, Scottsburg brought some stuff over. Remember they brought some stockings and donated.
Yes, they did.
That was a blessing.
Yes.
I mean, that spoke volume of what a wonderful relationship between Scott County and Washington County.
Yeah. Toby Deaton over at Scott County Sheriff's Department brought over several stockings and stuff for kids.
And they were nice. These
Yeah.
were beautiful stockings, and
there was a bunch of them for each kids.
it was fantastic. And they had a lot of great stuff in them. I was very impressed, and I thought, boy, that right there speaks volumes of the relationship.
Yeah.
And you love that because, sometimes you have to.
Yeah, lean on each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll never forget that because I was like, they were like Scott County donating. I was like, oh, yeah. So Scott County, we're watching. How wonderful. Yeah, you are. And also it speaks volumes about us because obviously we're good neighbors too because they like us.
Yeah, it's nice.
They gave us coffee. They obviously like us.
They care about our kids too, and
Yeah.
that's we got to care about all the kids. It don't matter if they're Washington County, Scott County. Like you said earlier, they are the future.
Yes. Yeah. So everybody coming together. So is it too late to donate?
It is not. So we accept donations year-round at the Salem Police Department. We have an envelope there. If you'd like to donate, you can bring it in, drop it off with our dispatcher. So you can donate year-round, and a lot of people do that.
Mm-hmm. I heard a mom the other day, and she was talking about, like, they have lemonade stands in the summer, you know what I mean, to raise money, and then I think they did, like, a bake sale to raise money, and then full shop at the cop, and she was teaching her children, you know, that we're giving back.
That's amazing.
I mean,
yeah,
those are
great.
just like, yeah. And, you know, and when that envelope, you know, when they take that envelope, you know, nobody knows that, you know what I mean? But it's doing the right thing, and that's what I love behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it was like there's no recognition for that, you know what I mean? And but yet they're not doing it for that reason.
And there's so many people that do that.
Yes.
They don't even want to put their name on
Oh.
anything. They want to just give, and that's all they want to do.
Yeah.
So,
But they're always blessed back. You know, you'll always be blessed back. And you can't outgive God.
exactly.
You know, so I
100%.
love that. So what is the date of Shop for the Cop?
It is December 3rd, so it's coming
Whoa,
up quick.
hello.
Yeah, right, yeah. And you said, what, today's the 18th of November? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming up quick.
Wow.
So I think this Monday we'll be handing out names to our officers, start assigning the kids to the officers. And so if you signed up for this program, be expecting a call from an officer introducing himself and giving more details. So, yeah, it seems like just yesterday I was sitting here talking to you about the same thing, and here it is already.
I
So
know.
it goes quick.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's nice though, because early in December, I mean, it's a little bit. Is it a little earlier than?
I think it is
Yeah,
a week
earlier.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get it out, and then if there's things, I mean, we always shop for kids after Shop of the Cops. So we'll never turn anybody down. And I've had several phone calls, and the deadline's passed already, but we'll make sure they're taken care of.
Right. So if there is anyone that knows someone that might be, and the schools work well with you too. Don't they
Oh,
help
they're
out?
great.
Yeah.
The
free time.
custodian. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure that their names and.
Yeah, they helped this year send out those names.
Yeah.
So that's the change in the process is trying to how to get the applications out there to everybody. And all three schools participated and helped. So that's a big help.
Right. And if somebody's listening and they didn't get their name or know somebody, then please contact me, right?
Yeah, we will definitely, as long as the money's there, even if it's not there, we'll find a way. So.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it always works out. You know what I mean? So on the also you have volunteers too besides officers. A lot of times organizations. I know like different cheerleading groups. I know different
Basketball groups.
Basketball
come
groups.
in.
Yeah.
There's so many different organizations that participate, even serving food or whatever it is, helping there that day at Shop of the Cops.
Do you have anything that needs to be helped that needs to be covered, or are you pretty well covered at this point?
I think we're ready to rock and roll, but if somebody, I mean,
Saddle up.
yeah, ready or not, here we come. Yeah, if I think,
Absolutely, yeah.
if I think Santa Claus is going to be there, I think that was it. So.
I need to do some talking to him.
That's
We
right.
need to do some explaining more.
Probably so.
Well, that's going to be fun. And Santa, you know, that's always fun.
It is. Yeah.
And when does he hit the scene? When does he come?
He should, I don't know, if he's not too busy, he should be over there around 8 o'clock in the morning. That's when we'll arrive at Walmart. So if there's people out there listening right now and you want to see what we're talking about, that's never seen it, please pull in the parking lot, walk through Walmart, just watch the kids and the officers. We'll park on the street and we'll see the parade about, I don't know, 10, something like that.
We also have to tell the community that it's happening. Because the community, when all those sirens start going off, they're like,
what is
what's
going
on?
Yeah. It's neat too to see the traffic when we pass through town. I mean, they'll stop, roll down their windows, they're waving at the kids. It's a neat day.
Well, and the kids get, well, first of all, to get picked up, how fun is that? You know what I mean? Of a morning, early morning, and then you get to go shopping. This might be my banner day. This might to get to go shopping, and then get to ride in a police car and get the siren going, and you're in a parade.
Yeah, get to eat good
And then
food.
good breakfast.
I mean, yeah,
And
See
Santa's
Santa
there.
coming.
it doesn't get much better.
I don't think it does. I think it's going to be
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah. So as far as the Shop at the Cop, So that's going to be awesome, and that's the 3rd of December. But if there is something that somebody has a need for a family with children, just even afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. They are more than welcome to call the police department and leave me a message, and I'll get back to them, and we'll make sure we're taken care of.
So you take approximately around 80 kids or so this year?
Yes.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
going to be that's a lot of kids.
That is a lot of kids, and we'll shop for more than that. I think right now Abby has around 80 kids on her list.
That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. Yeah, and then that is true because some do not get picked up, and like I've had those that I've had their list, but they're not with us.
Yeah,
You know,
you've helped for many years.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You've seen, like there's infants on there we don't take, so we'll shop for
Right.
them.
Yeah. Those are just buying diapers and puddles and I love that. It's like so much fun. And then we usually try to get like a fun warm blanket, and a little like the onesies and stuff. So many cute things. Well, and again, the inventory is plentiful on that morning from Walmart. So again, they do a wonderful job.
We stock and they'll be ready.
Yeah. Well, this is great, and this is another great thing for our community. So, Eric, is there anything else coming up as far as our hats off to all of our police officers and their families? And it takes everybody working together. Is there anything else coming up for the month of December?
Well, I think December 3rd, is that the same day at 5:30, I believe, is the Christmas parade.
Oh, that's fun.
So we'll have the officers all out there directing traffic and making sure that goes smooth and safely. So, yeah, there's several things coming up as far as the department goes.
Yeah.
No slowing down anytime soon.
No. So do you meet with your officers now as the chief? Do you get to meet with them often?
Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to do right off the bat is to have a department meeting and sit down and talk and see what their issues were, tell them kind of what I would like to see, how the department go. That way we're all on the same page and know that if they have issues, they can come to me.
Right, and I think everybody that steps into the leadership role and that has to kind of do it their way. So you've got some, I'm sure because you have been on the force for how long?
Almost 20 years.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So really you've sat with a lot of great men.
Oh, I
and
have.
women, right?
Exactly, yeah. And I've got to, I step back and watch what they do, what I like, what I didn't like, and take their best things, try to put them all together and go from there. But yeah, I've worked with some great chiefs, great officers. That's one of my favorite things to do too, is to talk to some of the retired officers, even the ones I didn't work with. So I keep, it may sound kind of silly, but I keep a scrapbook. And
I love this. Okay.
Over the years.
That is so awesome.
So I ask some of the retired officers that didn't work there, or they'd already retired when I came, if they kept the scrapbook. And I thought, nah, they're going to say no. But there was a couple of them that did. So from like the 70s, they have all these pictures and articles and stuff.
Oh, that's
so
really
I've got to
cool.
sit down with a few of them. And some of those officers have passed now, but before that, they brought in their scrapbooks. There's two of them that's passed away, but I got to see their scrapbooks from around the 70s, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
Wow, that's pretty awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. I wish I would have done that. I mean, that's fantastic.
I like looking back at the old history and seeing,
definitely.
The department's going to move on after I'm gone and the officers there, and there's going to be new ones built. And, I'd like to remember the ones that built to where we're at now.
Sure. And sometimes, you get busy and you forget some of the things that have happened and I mean, not that you forget the officers, just, that maybe time frame,
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing to see officers that have worked there 20 years and some of the newer guys never heard of these because there's such an age gap there.
Yeah. So let's go back 20 years ago. What got you to want to even become a police officer? What got you involved?
To be honest with you, I wanted something exciting.
Okay.
and I wanted, I
Okay.
didn't want to be in an office. I wanted something exciting, and I wanted something to help people. So there was no better choice than that. I mean, the job is awesome. A lot of times you see, just the majority of the time on the news is officers arresting people, but actually that's very, very low percent. I mean, a lot of our time it's a counseling job, to be honest with you. It's a lot of trying to de-escalate situations and help families through their tough times. So, yeah, I wouldn't have changed it for the world. I'm glad I did pick this. So it's been great.
So go back, and I'm going back down memory lane. We'll go back into scrapbooking. So when you came on, if I'm not putting you on the spot, who was the? Give us some of the names. Can you?
Yeah. So Scott Ratz was the chief. Judy Chastain was mayor when I came in.
Yes, and she was there. She was so proud of you. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was honored that she was there. 'Cause I love her.
Didn't she swear you in?
She did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
so-
pretty awesome. Yeah.
It's pretty neat. So, of course, Terry Corbin was there, and he's been a huge part of the department.
I remember as a kid going to Terry Corbin's wedding.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great people.
And if I could tell stories on Terry Corbin,
Oh, we could be here all
you
day.
can do Elvis. I know you can do like an Elvis. Yeah. No, okay, but go ahead. I'm so sorry. Anything else?
So, yeah, there's just several officers that have had a huge impact on the department in my life personally that I've tried to, like I said, watch and follow their footsteps.
So when you first, I'm going back one more time. Okay. So when you first started, like, was it like, oh my goodness, there's a lot that goes on here. I mean.
Yeah, because I was a reserve police officer before,
Okay.
and that's, if people don't know, it's basically an officer that have the same arrest powers, but they're not being paid, they're volunteer. A lot of them have full-time jobs, and they're a huge help for small departments. But I did that for a while, and when you do that, you come out on the weekends and at night, and you get to do all the fun things. You know, you don't have to do the paperwork. So, yeah, so when you become a full-time officer, you realize real quick, hey, you don't get to just go out and have fun. There's a lot of paperwork and a lot of follow-up that you have to do. So, but that being a reserve officer was a good thing to get my feet wet, to realize what I was going to do. And we're looking forward to getting the reserve department built back up. We've had a few officers on there right now, but it's kind of diminished over the years. We've had some that's been on there for a long time that's helped out. There's a huge help for the department.
Definitely. Well, I think that would almost be like a good job shadow too, to see if this is for something you want to go into.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be good if you're thinking about.
And there's reserves that know that they'll never be a police officer, don't want to be a full-time officer, but they want to give back and help the community, and this is a way you can do it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think that's awesome. So if someone is interested in doing this, then just come talk to you.
Yeah, there's applications at the police department that can come pick up and dispatch, fill out, and get back, and hopefully we'll have a reserve class, and they'll get all the training and stuff to do that.
Well, let's talk about too. Okay, so you roll back 20 years now from when the day you started. I mean, has being a police officer changed quite a bit?
The basic part of it, not so much. Just with the technology, that stuff has changed a little bit. It's not changed for us a huge amount, to be honest with you.
But I didn't know, like, if people,
People have changed for
yes,
sure.
I think there's been a lot more, I think, not to go back, but like during COVID, a lot more frustration, a lot more anger.
Oh yeah, and that's what I was talking about, working in a small community. We didn't see that as much.
That's awesome.
Again, I think it's because we've got that relationship already built. And a lot of things you see on TV and on the news is not necessarily always the truth. They'll show you all the bad and never the good sometimes. So, working in a small town, they know how officers treat the public. So, we didn't have that big of an issue. We had the support behind us basically the whole time.
That's great. Now, and then of course, I'm sure when you watch like TV, let's go to TV and you watch the cop shows, how everything's done so fast. Within the half hour, everything's solved and everybody's, kumbaya at the end, all done, and that's not quite true.
It's not, but it's amazing how many people actually believe it is true. So, the TV is kind of, changes people's minds and thinks that you can do things on a snap of a finger.
Yeah. Not quite that way, right?
I wish it was.
Yeah.
Make life easy. It's not.
So, as far as like the officers, and how many officers actually do we have now?
We have 13.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's the first time in quite a while we've had full staff, several years actually. We've got, out of the 13, 2 of them were at the academy. They graduate December sometime.
Well, it would be the third. Why not,
Oh, yeah,
right?
everything else is
Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah, when they get back, we'll be fully staffed, which would be nice.
And if someone is thinking about, I know we talked about the, maybe being a reserve, but like what do they need to do? What do they need to study? What do they need to go into? And what age? Let's do some recruiting today here.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, like we like an associate degree. You don't have to have a college degree. Military gives you points in the process. Personally, I love working with the military guys that own our department. They're squared away. They think great under pressure. So we love military guys or women. But yeah, you can pick up applications at the police department for that also. And we do a process, I think, once or twice a year. And we'll keep that list. And if we need to fill that position, then we can go ahead and do that immediately.
Well, I know there's opportunities sometimes in the school to do job shadowing.
Yeah, and we do get some internships, job shadowing through the high schools, which I did that in college. I job shadowed for, actually it was the sheriff of Clark County now, Jamie Nolan.
Oh, yeah.
When he was a trooper. So, Jamie had a huge impact on me on just that short amount of time that I wrote an intern with him. So I realized how important that is for the high school kids to come through that. It gives you, over 20 years later, I still remember some of the calls that Jamie took me on. So it had that much of an impact. But yeah, we do the internships and job shadowing to give the younger kids a chance to see what it's about.
Well, I think that there was a while there where it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like it was hard to find people to go into that field.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, it's still very hard.
It's not always glamorous.
It's not. There's a lot of stress and a lot of danger to it.
Yeah.
Even in a small town. I always said small towns are more dangerous in my mind. You become more complacent.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
You may stop a car that you've known this person forever, but you don't know that he lost his job and his wife yesterday. And you think everything's fine. Well, he's at the bottom. So that, in that aspect, can be much more dangerous. So.
Well, I always like to bring attention to, you guys are 24 hours, 7 days a week. And like when we lay our head down on the pillow, that log is still going strong at the dispatcher.
Yeah, there's a whole different life after
yeah.
midnight. So.
Didn't they say nothing good happens after midnight?
I think
right?
so.
That
Yeah.
seemed like I heard my Don Martin and Charlotte Martin saying that.
It's great.
Yeah.
And we got a good third shift group of officers. Our police canine is out on third shift too. So Captain Webb and his dog.
Let's talk about how awesome.
Yeah,
they
so-
were at the Halloween.
Yeah, the trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat, yeah.
So he was there participating in that. That was something I like to see too. We had several officers at those events, so that was exciting. So, but Chad is a great officer. His dog is amazing. She's one of the best I've seen. She's great. It's amazing they can smell that amount of drugs. If it's a small amount, she can smell it.
Well, I was amazed at how she is so versatile because she's like, she's like knows her business. But then, like the kids, the kids love her.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
on her. The kids
And
were like petting her and love her.
Her demeanor is great.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And she's just so well rounded. I was like, oh my goodness, she's like the perfect dog.
So I just retired my dog in January.
Yeah, 'cause you had a
Pre-go.
dog too. Yeah.
Yeah, and he would not have been able to let the kid. I mean, he's just so high strung. But Zuma, Chad's dog, is great. He's a great asset to the police department. So is Chad and the third shift guys. So, yeah, while we're asleep, they're out there dealing with some not so pleasant people sometimes, some dangerous people. So.
Definitely. So I always want to bring that to attention, and of course our thoughts and prayers go with you guys all the time for sure. But as far as the I do want to go back on the dog because I think that was also awesome for the kids to get to meet the dog, and if there is a situation and the dog's involved, then they'll feel more comfortable.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps. I domestic violence situations, just a kid out of control that's maybe having some real health issues at home. It's amazing what a dog will do. It just takes your stress, anxiety down, and focuses on that dog. So
Yeah.
not only does the dog find drugs, get the drugs off the street, but it has so many more positive things about it, like letting the kids pet him in that situation.
Okay, so you got to tell me if this is true or not, okay? So I have, and I need to stop, but I can't stop watching TikTok, okay?
I
We
know
don't.
people like that.
Yeah, I know, I did. Anyway, and so in TikTok, so there's an officer, and their dog is searching something, suitcase, okay? And when the dog sits down, it was a beagle, okay? And when the dog sits down, they say, oh, that's a sign that something's been found.
Correct, yep.
So I was like, oh, is that really true?
Yeah, it's called a passive alert. Some dogs are passive like that and will sit and stare at the drugs. And some are aggressive, which over the years they've tried to get away from the aggressive alert because on vehicles, you don't want a dog scratching up a $100,000 vehicle and finding out drugs.
Yeah,
So,
right.
or even if they found the drugs,
Yeah.
Still all the damage. So it's just easier liability and stuff if they're passive and sit and stare like the beagle you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. It was just interesting because the beagle was, was rooting around in the suitcase, and then the beagle sat, and then of course, then the video was ready to end because it didn't show anything. But in the comments, they were like, "Oh, when the dog sat down, game on." I mean, they found something. You know what I mean? When the dog sits, and I thought that was so.
Oh, it's very, very awesome. And the dog, that was the best part about being a canine officer. You have a partner with you the whole time and watching those dogs work. I trained a lot in Jeffersonville and Charlestown with a lot of different agencies and to watch the different dogs, how they're trained and it just works. They're very successful. They're a great tool for departments to have.
Definitely. Oh, I'm a huge fan, and I think that's
The city police department's getting ready to get another dog.
Oh.
So we'll have two now. Jordan Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
He's worked hard out there trying to again raise
Was
money.
he beating that? Remember beating the car? Yeah. Did you see my TikTok of that?
I did, yes, I did see that. So I mean, he's been creative in his ideas of how to raise money.
Because they are expensive, but
Very
they're
much
so worth it. I mean, they do so many great things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. So what kind of dog is he going to get? Do we know?
I don't think he knows
Okay.
yet. I'm not sure. But he's going to get the dog to look around the Annapolis area and Clark, that area. So.
And that's a whole nother, because I've actually talked to the people that train those dogs. I mean, that's a whole nother process. That they go through. And you talk about the trainers getting attached to those dogs, and then they have to give those up.
Right. After building that bond.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dog goes on and then bonds with the officer.
It'll be tough to do what
Oh.
train him and raise
I
him
would
and
be
then let
like,
him go.
oh, you're not leaving.
No.
Oh, no, I'm one of those. Yeah, you come. You're going to stay.
I've got you trained. You're staying.
That's exactly right. That's like
Dog
a
porter.
It's like a good husband,
They're never
right?
with
You got
you.
him trained.
Sorry.
Right?
Might as well
That's
be.
right.
You're just gonna stay down.
Yeah, it's true though with that. So there's a lot of respect that goes into all that, and I had thought so. I'm anxious that we'll have two. That's awesome.
Yes.
So that if one is busy, then the other one's available, and I'm a firm believer in that.
Have one maybe on third shift and one on first, seconds or something that way. And the sheriff's department has a dog also that we can work with. So
Yeah,
in the community there's several.
that's fantastic. Yeah, great. Well, Eric, Chief Eric Mills, I'm going to get it right. I'm going to just get it right. I am. Because I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy, and long overdue, and I know our mayor spoke just wonderful volumes of compliments and praise over you and how proud he was of you. So
I appreciate that, and I look forward to doing the best I can and leading the department and helping the community. I mean, that's what it's about.
absolutely. Well, we thank you for your service, for what you do, and congratulations, and what a big year for you.
It's been fantastic.
I know.
Blessed. That's all I can say,
Very
blessed.
Very blessed. Yeah. And you definitely you talk about bobbing and weaving and and learning, right? Definitely learning for sure. Well, keep up the great work, and we hats off to all of our police officers out there, and we're very proud of them, and can't wait to to get to see everybody together for Chocolate Picasso.
Yes, awesome.
Awesome. All right, Laura, let's thank our sponsors.
Absolutely. We want to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Blackside Associates, and Fox Really Well Community.
All right, happy Friday. Thank you.
Hoop season is back on WSLM. Whether you're listening to local high school girls and boys basketball, IU or Purdue men's basketball, or the Indiana Pacers, you'll need to get dialed in to the WSLM Sports Zone to follow all the action this season. And what better way to enjoy the game on WSLM than to pair it with great food from Papa John's? Go to your Papa John's app to order for pickup or delivery. Call 812-883-3369 or stop in at their location at the corner of Main and Hackberry Streets. Either way, stop in for a hot fresh pizza, breadsticks, wings, or desserts, and a cold drink today. And keep your radio tuned to WSLM for hoops action all season long. And to hear more great specials from your Papa John's in Salem.
Manufacturing engineer. Actively participate in the development of new products, product improvements, and assist in the resolution of technical manufacturing problems for a major producer of sintered metal components. Employer GKN Sinter Metals LLC. Location Salem, Indiana. Domestic travel required. To apply, mail resume, no calls or emails, to S. Shaw at 1670 Opdyke Court, Auburn Hills, Michigan 48326.
Hello there, this is Nat King Cole, wishing you all a happy and a Merry Christmas. The joy of living is in the giving. So let's give lots of toys for tots.
Since 1947, the United States Marine Corps has been helping Santa fill his sleigh, making happier holidays for deserving children right in your community. Go to toysfortots.org and learn how you can make a difference.
Gobble, 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 gobble. This is Jalen Hoare and John Jones. Turkey season is here. Now you have the opportunity to not only stuff your belly, but stuff your pockets. Right now at John Jones, we are looking to buy your car. We're always looking to pick up some new inventory, especially as we come upon the busiest time of the year. And for you men out there, and maybe even some women, I know that you may be participating in No Shave November, but not us here at John Jones, because we are constantly shaving down our prices to give you the biggest savings possible. Check out our inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com or give us a call at 877-473-5546. And again, I'm Jalen Hoare at John Jones Salem, and remember, you see so many because they paid so little.
Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends, enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests with your choice of white or chocolate cake, ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
Rock and Recovery Minute. Recovery rocks.
To Summit County, Ohio Domestic Relations Court Magistrate Cheryl Ware, an alcoholic was a toothless guy who lived under a bridge.
I did not fit that profile, so I didn't even know that I just know that alcohol made me feel better. And when I was, blacked out, I was feeling better. My life at that point had completely unraveled. I hit what you would call rock bottom, what we would all call rock bottom. I was passed out every night. I missed all the kids' school events. I was gone for days. People were looking for me. What I did at that point was I turned back to my relationship with God. I had no other choice than to see that He's all I had, and that was enough.
Hear more powerful episodes about substance use disorder at recoverytalks.org. And find out more about the stigma associated with recovery at rockandrecovery.com.
This has been a Rock and Recovery Minute. Recovery rocks.
Coffee with friends? family dinners, watching the grandkids play soccer on Saturdays, church on Sundays. Sounds pretty normal, but COVID is still there, and if you aren't vaccinated, you're still at risk. We're almost back to normal. Let's give it a shot. Call Hoosier Uplands Economic Development Corporation today at 812-849-4457 to learn more. Let's give back to normal a shot.
Attention seniors, Salem McDonald's has started Senior Tuesdays.
Conservative, heterosexual, gun-toting, football-loving, evangelical Christian white men. In other words, the two most dangerous men in America, Rick and Bubba.
6 minutes now past the hour. From the No Name Studio on the bleeding edge of technology from Sweet Home, Alabama to the world. America's favorite radio show. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, all here, Blazing Silverman. He's taking your phone calls at 866-WE-BE-BIG, banging out a degree in common sense, which is now, of course, a superpower. Welcome back, Bill Bubba Buck.
Rick, glad to be here and glad to see the Elite Eight in here today.
The old Elite.
And they're just glad to be in out of the cold.
Yeah, the Elite Grade 8 are in here.
Chilly out there.
They're settled in. They brought goodies, and for some reason, big ears. But,
love my
bigger rubber ears.
Is the heater working in the hall out there? It was on one day when it wasn't that cold, and then I wondered if it was on there.
And you know what else I've noticed? I meant to ask y'all this when I know he's bringing it up.
You don't like it.
What's going on there? Let's talk about it. I probably won't talk about it.
What are you talking about?
Please look at Speedy. It's hard to. What are you talking about?
Hey, that's really good.
That is really good. I don't know why we have big ears, but one of the listeners brought big ears into it.
Adler, I think he looks like a parade.
Yeah. What is that? He looks like a mouse. You know, like a little mouse.
They remember us talking about big ears. We'll talk about big ears in a second.
Yeah.
He's probably that sports guy. You know the guy we talked about
on the NFL channel. Goodness, those ears are bigger than one Steve. Is he still there?
I think he is.
Oh, by the way, speaking of big ears,
big ears are big.
Since big ears is a big topic today, and we have fake big ears. I had not noticed this. You know how sometimes you don't notice this attribute on somebody or something, and somebody will draw your attention to it. We'll even say here, would you rather me not bring this up? Because once I bring it up, it's all you're going to hear.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're sitting there watching the news maybe a week ago, and less than a week, and Sherry's sitting there with me. You know how the person will notice something like it's no big deal to them, and you're like, oh, I never noticed that. Sherry's like, wow, Marco Rubio's got big ears. And I went, he didn't have big ears. And then all of a sudden I looked, I said, he didn't have, and then all of a sudden I looked at him and I go, oh my gosh, he does. His ears are massive.
He does have really big
I've never noticed that Marco Rubio has huge ears, but he does. Now this guy on the NFL channel, his jet out.
Oh, he looks like an elf.
Rubio's is up against his body, but
I'm gonna tell you who else.
That's not the shot.
Rick, I'm gonna tell you who else has got scary ears that'll scare you.
I think something's happened to his ears.
He's got Spock ears. It's Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy.
Oh, wow.
He does. He looks a little bit like the vampire on Salem. I just don't pay that much attention to ears. I don't either. Oh, wow. There they are. Looks like you had them pinned back. Have you ever felt that is the good news if you have ears like this, they pin them back. Yeah. How big are y'all's lobes? Let me check them out.
That's bigger than I'm talking about. Yeah. You can see in that angle, you can really tell. I guess that other angle is what I normally saw.
Tell him to get Tony Dungy. I think it looks bad. What are you talking about?
It's scary.
What do you mean your lobes? Did you say? Yeah. Let me see yours. Let me check them out. How big are they? Oh, you got standard. Well, no, mine nose. I got you got some big ones. Yeah, mine low. Yours is standard. Standard. Yeah. Let me see your version. Yeah, Burgess has got big loads. Yeah. I got a big nose. I didn't know Marco Rubio had big ears and some small hands. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I thought it was proven in debate. Y'all remember when that came up?
He tried to be sharp, and everybody turned on him.
That was embarrassing for the country.
Well, there's been a lot of embarrassing.
Yeah, get in line. That's a good point. Get in line.
I do want to announce something involving Christmas cheer. So this goes on at the house, and we've had some new neighbors, and last year was for some of the first year to ever see the illumination. But here's what here's what happens. We put huge Christmas lights up on the house. And everybody always asks me what company does it. There's no way you're going to do it. I mean, you have to put this stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned it. None of the rest of us could get it.
By the way, it's been sold. It's been sold. So now I've got a few people on doing that. Oh, have you ever got that point where you have the cell phone the person that makes things happen? Now you have no cell phone. Now you just have to call the recording.
the regular
channel. So anyway, when Bubba and I first moved to Birmingham from small town Alabama, one of the things that we were trying to find in the beginning, we realized that there was nobody that does landscaping that wasn't booked beyond repair. Okay, and remember, you and I were contacting some places, and I told you all of a sudden one day I went home and like the landscaping had been done and an invoice was left and I'd never even committed to them. Right. It's almost like, whenever we get a window, we'll come work on your house and you don't have no say in it. Well, this is very similar. They send you a thing every year, and as me as a long time client, and all they want to know is you want before Thanksgiving or after. Okay, and so you have to try to play that calendar game